combo starter that is also a defensive option against a Let It Win Godfist. Like, being able to run up to Kazuya and win is nuts.
Yeah.
No other character has that. No other character even has a defensive option against a Let It Win Godfist, let alone a combo starter that is also a defensive option against the Let It Win Godfist. So, yeah, I was talking to Jet, and he was like, there's no VODs for this. Like, there's not many VODs for Kirby Kazuya as a matchup. This is probably one of the highest level sets that this has been played. So
Yeah, honestly.
it'll be interesting to see him as he adapts, because he doesn't have a secondary. But moving on to, of course, Jodgers and Jester, which we've got.
Yeah, so
Starting
we're going
off.
to get it started, of course. The question is now, we were talking a little bit about this yesterday, but Jodgers has got that summer incentive to play a banana-less set.
Yeah.
And we were wondering, of course, we thought it was going to happen against Trash yesterday, but Trash sort of took it to town in that
Yeah,
sense.
like Jodgers kind of started doing no banana, and then like Trash was actually like destroying
Yeah,
it.
Trash
And
took the
Jodgers
game.
was like, you know what, never mind. But of course, the issue is now is that like Jodgers, yeah, kind of has like this is like his last chance, pretty much.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
you're in losers now.
Yeah.
So like, I
And-
feel like you should have just rode it out with Trash, because you weren't gonna like, do you know what I mean? You weren't gonna be eliminated. So you
Yeah.
should have just took the L, in my opinion.
I mean, he is running banana-less right now.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's
not used
definitely
it at all.
trying it. I
But the
think-
thing is that it depends on whether he's going to stick to that all the way
Yeah.
through.
Right.
But also, in fairness, for Jester, Big J, if you've been sort of having this game plan around Diddy Kong, of course, whenever you think about any Diddy Kong match, that banana is sort of like
First
the
down.
main piece of what you're working around. So it feels like it might actually be a bit of an adjustment on Jester's end to deal with the fact that actually I've got to think about different neutral tools, I've got to think about different things at kill percents. You know, it may be a bit of an adjustment for Jester, and then particularly if Jodgers decides, actually, screw it, I want to win and I'm going to get the banana out, got to go from there. But honestly, Jodgers making it work.
He
would
might
say
be
he's
using
doing
banana.
well. I mean-
I think he actually might be using banana.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well, he's
like-
definitely, like I said, I think he's gonna try it.
Yeah.
And kind of, if the set starts going badly, I think he'll probably just say, you know what, I care more about bracket than a silly incentive.
Yeah. Like, the thing is that's part of the reason that Jodgers does banana-less, is because he wants to get used to using different Diddy options. He wants to get used to using, you know, pop gun cancels, just using how good Diddy's normals are. So he often does like banana-less on, you know, quick play or whatever, because it's just a better way of getting himself used to Diddy's toolkit and not relying on banana so much.
I made it. Honestly, I mean, like, banana is just one tool in Diddy's pockets. I mean, there's a lot that this character has.
Yeah, had
Yeah.
to go high there, by the way. He was in trouble
Yeah.
getting head bonked all the way down to the last zones. And I'm liking Jodgers' use of down tilt, by the way. I don't know if you're peeping it. The way he uses down tilt is very Rob-esque.
Yeah.
And it's funny because like, I feel like they're quite similar characters.
They're very
personally.
similar. I mean, like, they're kind of very spammable moves.
Yeah, because you know the down tilts are quite the same, except obviously I think Diddy's just like one frame slower, but also sends you a bit more upwards.
Yeah.
'Cause it's like more, I guess you can combo it more, and then obviously the banana gyro-esque type of things. So yeah, they do play kind of similar. I guess it's a kind of case of evolution in the robot and the monkey. But either way, damn, you know.
He's going even.
Yeah, it's
I mean,
it's going quite well for both of them.
Jodgers is very underrated as a player. Like, he is third on the Scotland PR for a reason, but again, like, he just doesn't travel that much, and when he does, his results are decent, but they're not to the same level as some of the other Scotland PR players, because you're always thinking about Turbo and Nate's teams, and they always pop off when they travel.
Even bro, Octave pops off too. I actually
Yeah,
thought
yeah,
Octave
yeah.
was higher. I didn't know Jodgers was higher than Octave,
Yeah.
so fair enough.
Yeah, just in Scotland, Jodgers has done really, really well.
Very ill-advised down B as well.
Yeah, that's sort of a sign of a desperate player.
I was gonna say, do you reckon that's down to like desperation out of Jester?
I think so, yeah. It can be really frustrating. Diddy can be pretty hard to sort of pin down to try and get that kill.
Yeah.
And particularly with Yoshi, like, you're realistically at that percent going to be looking for a back air. Even up till up air could be quite tricky to get. So yeah, it does feel like a little hint of desperation, but at this percent, it's primed to get a 40-50% string. Doesn't quite manage to extend on it, but even then, a very slight lead. And we're seeing Jodgers once again air dodge away from the egg, knowing that that is an option, and I wonder if Jester is going to sort of recalibrate what he does after the egg lay.
They're both finding a lot of command guards. I don't know if it's because of fear of first game, but I feel like both of them are really running up shielding. Smash 4 kind of effect, where they're like, that's kind of their biggest defensive option. They're running up, shielding, and just waiting. And both of them are kind of capitalizing off these with like command grabs and stuff like that.
And they're literally going toe-to-toe right now. I mean, they literally, every single time one player gets hit, the immediately follows up with almost the same amount of damage. Like, this is literally coming down to the wire now. Both of them just kind of waiting for that one opportunity, that one little opening to get the big hit that they need to seal up this game.
And now they're starting to overcommit just that bit more. They're not holding shield anymore. I feel like they want to both kill. You said about, how Diddy might struggle to kill Yoshi, and then it's really hard for Yoshi to pin down Diddy. So it's more of a case of who commits the hardest and who punishes more.
I think that's literally it, Babs. Like, it's going to come down to whoever commits right now. And I mean, both of them not really doing it, but the up smash does land. All the hits connect as well. Jodgers taking our first game away.
I have to say,
that's what they needed.
Yeah, that's a great reaction from Jodgers as well, because that back air when space away is completely safe. Very, very hard move to punish, but because he noticed that Jester was drifting in with it, it's not safe on shield point blank. So the up smash, and it probably would have covered both sides as well, because Yoshi's got the big nose at the front. So it's always that temptation. A lot of options that Yoshi's going for is that you can cross up shield with the back air. So some people will do that, and then if they anticipate like a grab forward, you can then get a punish off of it. But certainly, very, very close between these two right now.
Definitely close, yeah.
Alright, game 2 between these two. Obviously, like, the first one literally coming down to just a few little micro actions that see it up in Jodgers' favor. But right now, obviously, both of them just kind of trying to find out little openings to get something started, neither of them committing too hard to anything.
And it's more of a case of, do you want to play the same way you did last time? Do you want to switch it up on how you're approaching, how you're shielding too much, your defensive options, But there's a lot of thought going into this game too for Jester, for the big J.
Once again, it feels like Jodgers is just air dodging out of that egg lay, and it feels like Jester just really hasn't adapted to it at all. It's just there's a lot of these options anticipating either getting a bit of damage or just anticipating the sort of popping out of the egg and catching with the down air, which is something Yoshi likes to go for at those early percents. And Jodgers just isn't giving it to him, and I really want to see him just adapt to that and instead maybe anticipate which direction the air dodge is going to go and then have a punish ready for it.
I just love the way that, like, Jodgers is always reacting to the egg bow as well. Like, he's keeping the perfect distance away from the ledge. Like, he's not committing to anything always, because he knows that, like, Jester has just been jumping on constantly. Throwing those eggs, obviously, is like, a safe way. I mean, there's obviously Yoshi kind of bread and butter, really. That's how you safely get back onto the stage. But Jodgers is just keeping that perfect distance so he can react to whatever Jester actually jumps onto.
Yeah, Jodgers hasn't just played this matchup. I think he might have played this matchup bananaless. I know that Andy is in his region and also PR'd in Scotland, or was PR'd in Scotland. And I know that he did go to Scotland locals and play bananaless, like, semi-frequently for a while. So you can tell, like, the way he's playing this matchup, like, he has a game plan that is really, really solid.
Yeah, of course, Jester did take away that first off, although it was due to unfortunate SD, but Jodgers immediately returning fire with a big meaty up smash there.
Anytime he's in the air, I feel like Jodgers is just waiting, tongue out, ready to eat. He's just got the up smash ready. He's anti-airing Jester a lot.
Yeah,
Too many J's. Too many J's.
Yeah, a lot of J's. But the big J is what we're actually going to be talking about. Up, yeah, shield. Okay, Diddy.
I think also Jester's anticipating a lot of air dodges and disadvantage from Jodgers that he's just not giving to him, right? He's waiting for these options. That's the thing with Yoshi, particularly at really early percents. Those, like, the strings at 0, you don't get too much damage off of it. It's those, when you get those landing up airs at like 10, 20, that's when you really can cook. Particularly if you get, like, landing up air at any percent, you can get 2, 3 more at least. So I feel like Big J is sort of hoping for a read and not quite getting it. And the egg off the top!
I love that!
That whole setup was nice.
Yeah, and probably DIing in as well, right? Holding to the right, trying to monkey flip over. But yeah, you've got to be really, really careful for that egg lay. Or the egg throw, rather, excuse me.
Alright, Jodgers obviously now going to try and return fire, but Jester's trying to get something started, but it's the down tilt in the up smash, not taking the stock just yet.
And the armor's gone there on the jump. Good stuff from Big J to make it back with the
So
back air
much
sealing the
pressure.
stock. I was going to say, this is the thing with Diddy's frame data and, like, when spaced correctly, safety on shield, it's so easy to just put that pressure on. And then Yoshi's realistically, we're going to be jumping out the corner a lot. Yoshi's roll, not really the best move in the world. And again, the stubby range means that an aggressive option out of the ledge isn't really happening. And Jodgers at the moment has just cranked it up to 10. doing 70%.
I love the way Jodgers uses dash attack, by the way. You'll see that he'll get one hit, wait for him to kind of like do a habit of like being pressing there or pressing any type of button, reversals. Jodgers always comes in with a dash attack straight away, like he's just waiting. A lot of patience in this game too, I feel, compared to game 1 from Jodgers.
It is, like, he's kind of preempting a lot of moves as well.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to say it. He's preempting a lot.
I think Big J's got some really nice ideas with these back airs, but I feel like he's at this percent and he's at that mentality where like he's not quite hard committing to the reads that he's going for. He's sort of like waiting a little bit too late to try and react to stuff. Oh, but here we go, the platform pressure. Forward smash there, that's a lot of damage, and now suddenly a back air to forward smash, an up tilt to up air, you know, a lot is going to kill.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, like, both players got to be so careful here. Jodgers, where are you going? Is he gonna make
Hiding.
it back?
I think he was,
Oh.
I think he was stalling
fine.
for a little bit.
I'm gonna say, actually, like, low-key
Diddy
smart.
can,
Like,
Diddy can hang there.
yeah, I was to say, I think, like, we've seen a few times Tweak do that kind of thing as well, just to kind of, yeah, stall it out a little bit. And actually, Jodgers, in the end, returning fire in the end to seal up that game. 2-0 up right now versus Jester. No banana in sight.
Yeah, and like his combo routes without banana are really, really good.
Yeah.
Considering that's like Diddy's main combo tool. And again, like it's such a good way to like practice what to do when you don't have banana to just play
It's kind of
sets
smart,
banana-less.
actually.
Yeah.
I do rate it. Like, obviously, yeah, it was an incentive, and if he could use banana, he would right now.
Oh,
Let's be real.
he would
But
use
like,
Yeah,
it, like low-key, it is like, as Chucky said, a smart way to actually practice like
Yeah.
learning your other combo routes.
Again, no incentives. He has gone to locals
Yeah.
and played bananaless and won.
Mm.
This is a very warmed up. I guess it's almost like a different character, but it's one that he's got results with.
I think without banana, he's definitely been abusing side B more.
Yeah.
Kind of catching the shield option more, like just grabbing him. And then when he wants to force a shield of locking him down, he'll just do fads or down tilts. He does a lot of down tilts now. I've recognized.
I think particularly, less so with Diddy, but certainly with Yoshi, because you don't get too much off of grabs in particular, there is always that temptation where in this matchup you can just kind of hold shield, right? There's no...
Yeah, of course.
Even with like an egg lay, you're not going to get too much of a punish. And I feel like maybe Jester has kind of got that mentality because normally you're going to be holding shield a lot because of Diddy. That's what.
We're getting tongue-tied at the moment. So is this Yoshi, bro. Can't get no egg lays on him at the moment. Can't get anything started, I feel.
And just like, Jodgers always closing the distance as well. Been using a lot of that side B just to kind of match wherever Jester's going.
Not enjoy. I feel like I'm seeing some very desperate forward airs off the side of the stage. I think particularly with Diddy Kong, going for those double jump nairs instead because of that horizontal knockback. It means that you just rinse and repeat. Even if you catch the monkey flip, bam, send them off. Start rocket barreling, bam. It's a lingering hitbox, and the weak hit will take you out of barrels. And the thing is, Jodgers is just, I feel like Jodgers is beginning to run away with this just a little bit.
Yeah, because I'm noticing more and more, like you said, like desperation. We talked about it from game 1 as well. It's just like when Jester gets hit once, he's always coming down with that same option, that nair. It's pretty common for Yoshis, right? It's a big habit, but I feel like at this type of level,
Oh,
watch out, man.
Jesus.
It's
Yeah.
just not really working out.
Yeah, this really is not working out at the moment. 3 stocks to 1 already. And I think that's the thing. It's because Yoshi is a fairly common character, and I feel like there's sort of like this big break between, like, even though there's loads of them, there aren't really many at that top level. We've got like 1 in the UK, and then the rest of us are sort of at quite a similar level. Like, you know, players like, you know, like Jester and Mavenga and Reptile, we're all at this level. And the thing is that when you played against Yoshi enough, there are certain things that you just naturally keep an eye on.
no,
And there
what
it
I'm
goes again.
That's a desperate forward there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you die for it. You just die for that kind of thing. And that's the thing. When you're proficient in the matchup, you can get such early kills on Yoshi because of, even though the double jump, an incredible double jump in its own right, but the
Yeah.
lack of recovery on that is just...
Can we get Jodgers?
Yeah, I was going to say, I want to talk to
Let's
Jodgers.
get Jodgers.
He's in the Diddy fit as well.
My bro's represented.
Just really, yeah. I mean, he's in the Diddy fit.
He's in the
He's looking
he's in the
good.
Diddy cosplay. Yeah.
Reckon even the costume. But
Well,
no,
then-
I mean it's literally as you said, Joyce. Like those forward airs were so desperate, and in the end, like we just saw Jodgers just saying, well, like you've gone right down there, you've used a jump, like I could just down air.
Yeah.
And that was it. Like
And it's
it
hard
didn't even need
because...
to be the full dunk. It was just a soft like early percent dunk, and it was just enough.
And the thing is, if you run off with that forward air, and you want to protect yourself on the way up, the temptation is to double jump and then egg. But the problem is that if you double jump egg, you just lose all your armor straight away. Like the moment you use an aerial or an egg throw, the armor's gone completely. And at that point, Yoshi's completely vulnerable using one of the resources, the double jump, no armor. It's child's play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can tell he knows the matchup.
Jodgers!
Hello, MC.
Hello, hello.
So, Jodgers,
Bananaless.
first of all,
Hello.
you have completed Bananaless.
I did see. The thing is, this morning I put out a tweet. I said, "All right, I'm going to amend the Bananaless incentive, and instead of that, I'm going to play one game per set Bananaless." But I managed to get the set.
I'm gonna say you
complete.
kind of
Yes, you kinda- I think
that's-
like,
yeah, you
I
kinda-
think
you
by
didn't need
all
to amend
rights-
it.
By all rights, you've completed the challenge.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've completed the challenge.
So
also,
I think Twitch chat, I feel like you let Jodgers off now. Like he has
Yeah.
completed it.
yeah, I don't
like,
need to
let him
refund
have
anybody.
banana
Come
now.
on.
Yeah.
How? So, obviously, banana being such a big neutral tool in any matchup, and particularly in the Yoshi matchup,
Yeah.
obviously you had to make a couple of adjustments. What was sort of like, what changes do you have from, let's say, your typical game plan when going in against Yoshi without
I'm
that
saying,
tool?
just like-
Yes.
yeah.
So when playing with banana, the whole point, it's basically banana is like a don't come near me tool, right? So you don't really play that mid-range neutral as much. But if you play without banana, you can use stuff like back air and you can use dash attack, so that you can wall people out and you can. And back air is -3 on shield, so it's a good pressure tool. And dash attack is going to catch people dashing. It's going to catch people dropping shield a lot. So basically, the main thing in the matchup is to use a lot of back air to wall them and to put pressure on the shield, and use dash attack to force them to respect you,
Yes.
so that they shield. So it's like, you know, it's you sort of you're making them respect you in order to be able to pressure, and then you just start monkey flipping because they're scared, so they're going to sit and shield the whole time. And then in advantage state, it's just use your frame data as much as you can and block off the platform, because everybody wants to go to the platform, so you need to just block off the entire platform against as Diddy, because it's like the best thing.
It might be I was gonna say it might be a silly question, but if you actually had the choice of being able to use banana, would you have played that same way, or would you have used banana?
So I went to a local and played Bananaless, and I played against one of the best players in Scotland, Kiwi, and he uses Jigglypuff. And the matchup felt easier Bananaless, because when you pull banana, your options are sort of limited. You don't get access to dash attack. You don't get access to down tilt, which is one of Diddy's best moves. You can still do aerials, but it's harder to make them safe. So for the most part, you just you get more options, kinda, against some characters. And like Puff's always in the air, and Yoshi's always in the air. So
Yeah.
like, when are you ever getting a trip? So it's like, do you really want to air for 5% with a banana, or do you want to just wall them out with back air and
fair.
have access to dash attack? And dash attack obviously catches the dash and catches the jumps. So
And supposed to extend on that then, did you feel like Jester was maybe certainly in those games, I feel like by game 3 was a bit of a wash, I would say. But like,
That was
do
a
you
bit
feel like
cheese.
Jester was maybe initially playing the game assuming that you would have banana?
maybe, I don't know. Every Diddy in the world just camps and pulls banana and then sits in shield, so people don't know how to fight Diddy's normals. So like, the amount of top players that I'll play at a big event, and I'll be like, don't try and grab back here, it's -3. And they're like, what? It's -3? Like, it's -3?
Yeah.
People don't know how good this move is.
Yeah, because I suppose when you got such a strong tool like banana, people are going to focus on like that and the areas around it rather than actually the rest of Diddy's kit, which honestly you really showed
Yes.
in that set. It was a real interesting set to watch, I must say.
Yeah, I'm sure it's a bit weird. Also, I have, like, I was against Yoshi. A player in Dundee, Brewy, he's played Yoshi for like 8 years or something like that, so, and he's really good.
Yeah, I was going to say, Brewy and I have had a lot of conversations. Shout out to Brewy, I hope you're doing well, brother. I remember once, I think it was in Smash 4, and I was at an event and I was going to fight a Toon Link. And obviously back in those days, it was
Back
like,
in
you
the
know,
day.
him and Jakobin were like the two. And I asked like, oh, have you got any advice? And I got an essay. I got a thesis.
Yeah.
Just being like, right, do this, don't do this, don't do this. But truly incredible.
Thank you, by the
very
way,
much.
Jodgers.
Thank you.
Say,
Thank
yeah,
you.
Congratulations, brother.
Jodgers.
Cheers.
Best of luck in the
Head to
rest
the
of it.
next set.
I'm saying, for all of that, like, it sounds like we are actually just going straight into the next match.
It's just a button check, don't you
Oh,
worry.
it's a butt check. Okay.
Well,
I got
either
that.
way,
All right, well,
sticking with the Scottish, we're gonna have Kerbo. I'm gonna imagine for the sounds of that against Jet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here we
Kirby,
go.
Kerbo
Kirby
Jet.
Kazia.
Yeah, we talked about that before, and it's a very interesting matchup. The main tool for Kerbo is down tilt. It's safe. It's a combo starter, and it beats Electric Wing God Fist. And very few moves in this game beat Electric Wing God Fist.
Yeah, that is quite a task.
Yeah.
So.
And that's the thing as well. It's like, it's always something that I say with Kerbo in particular. But it's like, even if you've played like your elite Smash Kirbys, there are very, very, very few Kirbys on that next level of Kerbo. So even if like you've got some matchup experience, it's still like there's no player out there like Kerbo. Certainly, definitely in the UK and even like across EU. Like just.
I mean, we've got the most Kirbys in Europe, and we still don't have that many. We've got like Night Pixel, SmashUK, and Kerbo, and that's it.
I don't even think SmashUK is even active.
Oh yeah, no, he doesn't really play anymore.
Yeah.
It's just Night Pixel and Kerbo, like. Damn.
But I mean, like, Kirby's just he's an odd character. Like, he's got like crazy combo strings.
He's got a big niche. That's what I'm saying. He's got a really big niche.
Obviously, tiny character can duck under a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Can be really annoying for some characters. Actually, I know, like, as much as he kind of like feels confident in matchups, sometimes Bobby actually hates fighting Kirby.
Really?
Yeah.
He genuinely does not like it because he's so small.
I guess being small, having access to arts. At sometimes.
No, he's not a fan. It's kind of like sort of a jokey hate. Like obviously confident.
Yeah,
in the
of
matchup,
course.
But yeah, I mean, like,
it's never fun fighting.
Like I said, like any character could just like duck under a lot of stuff. I mean, that's gonna be a annoying fight. But yeah, and obviously got like combo strings. But then equally, Kirby is just so light. His recovery's very gimpable as well. Like, he's got he's got the loads of jumps, but the actual upbeat is slow.
And
it's not great.
the thing is with Kirby in this matchup, like you keep talking about how the down tilt is going to be really good. But I feel like when he does get hit by electric, it's not going to be every time because it's going to be human error. When he does get hit by electric,
oh, he's dead.
He's going to explode.
Yeah.
But we're seeing now the down tilt putting a lot of work already. The shift just started. He's already clocked in.
It was funny that we spoke immediately about down tilt, and I will not even lie. I can't. That was 6 in a row.
Yeah.
The sixth one hit, and now suddenly Jet's at 70%. Like.
We were going over like the stuff that Kirby can crouch, and it's like most of Kazuya's kit.
Wow.
It's really gross. Like, in order to play against down tilt, you're gonna have